We definitely want to make it very easy for people to share our website or share our blog posts on different social media profiles and such. So that it spreads the word about our site, helps get new people to see and visit our site. So here's an example of some share buttons. These are some floating share buttons, and you'll see on a lot of sites kind of have this same floating share buttons that they keep on the left. And what's nice about them is they're always there, very easy to access, and even if you scroll down, they are stuck to the left. So at any point on a certain page, if someone finds it interesting, they can easily just click one of those buttons and share it on one of the different social media profiles. So we want to add the same thing here to the left so that someone can always share something very easily. And SumoMe has some great tools to add that floating share buttons here to the left. And so to do it, let's go to the SumoMe store to go get it. Sumo store, and then right here, share. Click on that. It's free. Click on free. Once it's installed, hit open. And again, free forever, so we'll click on that one. And now it's all installed, so we can begin customizing our share buttons. So let's go to settings, and here you can see there's tons of different services that we can put into that share bar. And we are going to leave the default one. So by default it'll have a button for Facebook, Twitter, and all these other ones. And we're just going to add Reddit, and we're going to put it right under Twitter and above Google+. And as far as the sorting goes, if it's on Smart, then it will automatically sort this to optimize shares, so it'll sort this automatically. But we want it on manual because we want certain things at the top. For instance, Facebook, we may want them to share on Facebook more than we want them to share on Google+. So let's keep that near the top. So we'll keep the manual order, and you can just drag and drop to change the order. Services shown, 6, so all 6 of these will show in that bar. And as far as shares label, to explain what this is, let's actually just look at our bar first. So let's hit save, and then we'll come to our site and hit refresh. And now you can see this bar that's appearing here on the left with all these buttons to share whatever page they're on. So whatever page they're on, they just click on the button, and it automatically brings us up. Makes it very easy for them to share anything, no matter where they're at on the site. And so if you see up here, it has this box that says shares, and what this does, it'll show the number of shares that a certain page has. And we actually, for this site, aren't going to include that. So to get rid of it, we just kind of scroll down, and where it says share counts, we're just going to toggle off both of these and hit save. And now when we hit refresh, that is gone. And so what this is this is just saying, based on the counts, it'll say after someone starts sharing, 3 shares. And you can change that to say, 3 likes or favorites, whatever it may be. But since we have those disabled, these right here, then this doesn't matter because that box isn't showing up anymore. So that's all done with. And then as far as buttons, you can change the buttons. We'll just leave them on medium, but you can make them bigger, smaller, and then they can be square, rounded, circle, whatever it may be. We'll just leave them as square, no background color, no padding. We'll just leave all these other things as is. Here at the bottom, you'll notice this mobile width. And so what that means basically is at a certain width, when your screen size or your browser gets to a certain width, it will change these social share buttons to a different position so that it isn't blocking anything or anything like that. So let me show you what I mean. So currently it's here on the left. If I right click anywhere on the page and hit inspect element, and then if I click on this icon of a device, so toggle device mode, and then let's go to, so currently, right, it's on the left, but if I emulate a iPhone 6, you can see it move down to the bottom, and let me hit refresh so it works properly. So now you can see the social share buttons are here at the bottom rather than on the left. If they were on the left, they'd be covering some text and stuff. So for mobile users, it's nice to have these social share buttons here at the bottom. So currently it's set to 480 pixels, so when anyone is on a screen that has a smaller width than 480 pixels, then instead of being on the top left, it'll switch to down here at the bottom. So we're glad that it makes this switch, because then it's going to be easier for mobile users and people with smaller screen sizes. However, this 480, that might be a little too low. So it might not. It may need to switch, at a higher screen size than just 480, because even at 500, it might already start blocking the text. So a way to test that. So I'm just going to uncheck this. So instead of emulating the device, it will just go back to normal. I'm going to pull this down a little bit. So here we're back to normal, but as you can see, we have these guides right here. And so pretty much I'm going to just shrink my screen until I feel like this is covering some content or text. And if it's, getting in the way of some text, then I know, okay, that's when I should have it actually switch. Maybe not 480, maybe 700 or something like that, or 800. So I'm just going to get this smaller, and as you can see right here, so right now the screen width is about 1175 or so. Smaller. So now it's at 1000. Still not blocking anything, and the site is responsive, which is great. So you can see the content is changing. However, if I get here, right now it's at about 760 or so, and it's blocking the text. So it should have already switched to down here so that it doesn't get in the way of my content. So when does that happen? Let's see, we're at 8. So if this right here, this bar is 800. So let's go to 800. And we don't want it to get on the right way of this box. So just to play it safe, let's put it at 850. So right here is when we want it to switch over. Boom, 850. It's not blocking anything. And so when I go back here, I'm just going to change the mobile width to 850. Go ahead and save that. And when I come back here and hit refresh, let's refresh. Let's zoom it out. So I have the social shares out here. So once this gets to 850, that's when it should switch to down here, so that it doesn't block any of the content on the left. So I'm shrinking it. Still hasn't changed. Get right below 850, and boom, automatically it changes to down here. So someone, say on an iPad or a smaller screen, it won't be, won't have these share buttons getting in the way of that. And obviously on a phone, it'll be down here as well, because they likely have screen sizes or browser sizes smaller than the width of 850. The settings tab is now customized completely the way we want it. So let's go on to layout, click on that. And by default, it is right here on the left. This is where it shows up, right? And for mobile, it's that bottom center. But we can change it to put it in different positions, or also put it in multiple positions just by clicking on a different place. So now it'd be here and here, and to deselect a certain place, just click on it again. Same goes for mobile. But we just want it, so I'm going to hit save, because we just want it here to appear on the left as is, and for mobile to appear bottom middle. Click on mobile optimize, and so what this does is, if we go back to settings, we have our services that we want to appear in the bar, so the different buttons. We can select which buttons appear, which service, so Facebook, Twitter, in that bar. Well, on mobile, when it switches to mobile, we can have it show different services. So on mobile, maybe instead of it showing Facebook, we want it to have a WhatsApp button. So that's what you can do with mobile optimized, but you do have to upgrade to Pro. Display rules, so we can have it show or not show on all pages or only certain pages. So customizing that. Services, so if we go to our bar right now, if we click on this Twitter, so share to Twitter, it will show by default in the tweet, it will auto-populate the title of the specific page we're on that we want to show, and then the URL or the link to that page. Here in services, we can also add our Twitter handle. So we'll add that, and it says do not include @ symbol. So you don't need to put the @ symbol for your Twitter handle, just put it straight in. And I'm going to do that, hit save. Now when I hit refresh, click on share the tweet. In addition to the site title and URL, we also have this via app.build.code. So our Twitter handle is included so that people can see us and follow us on Twitter. So you can add that and add more than just one if you want as well, by adding more accounts down here, more Twitter handles down there. Then tracking and URL shortener both require you to upgrade to Share Pro to use these two, the tracking and URL shortener. So overall, we are all done customizing the share button. We've seen it optimized for mobile as we make our screen smaller, or if we're using a phone, and it stays with us wherever we are. So as I scroll down, it's always there. People can always easily click over here to share something, and we have to set so on any page. So if I go to this blog post, it automatically shows up there too. So pretty much anywhere on the site, someone can easily share the content that they are seeing.